This prayer is about asking for something truly enormous, the biggest and best thing imaginable. It's a request to God to change everything, the whole of reality, from top to bottom. The idea is for God to transform this current existence into a completely new one where every single being, every person, every animal, absolutely everyone, experiences nothing but pure, unending love, complete joy or bliss, and absolute goodness, and for this state to last forever. Imagine a world, or rather a whole new reality, where there's no room for sadness, anger, fear, or pain because the very fabric of existence is woven from love, bliss, and goodness. It's not about just making things a little better here and there. It's about a total makeover, like asking an artist to create a brand new masterpiece that is perfect in every way. In this new reality, problems wouldn't just be solved, they wouldn't even be able to start. If everything is designed for love and goodness, how could bad things happen? This way of thinking about a solution is different. Most people think about fixing problems one by one, like putting out fires. This prayer, though, suggests changing the whole environment so fires can't even start. It's like asking for a world where the conditions that create problems simply don't exist anymore. This isn't a small wish for oneself or just a few loved ones. Its reach is universal, aiming for the complete and permanent happiness of every being that has ever existed or will ever exist. It leaves no one out. When a person thinks about this kind of prayer, it shows a deep understanding, perhaps without even realizing it, that everyone's happiness is connected. Can anyone be truly and completely happy if others are suffering? This prayer says, no, by asking for total bliss for all. It's like saying, we're all in this together, so let's make it perfect for everyone. And the forever part is really important. Lots of good things in life don't last. Happiness can fade, peace can be broken. But this prayer asks for a permanent state, a goodness that never ends, never diminishes. It's a wish for an ultimate, stable foundation of pure love, bliss, and goodness that everyone can count on, always. It's not just about having a good day or even a good life, it's about an eternal state of perfection for all. This desire for something so lasting and complete shows a deep longing for a true and final end to all suffering and negativity. Why this prayer just makes perfect sense. If a person had one wish, a truly magical wish that could grant anything at all, what would be the smartest, most sensible thing to ask for? Would it be something small, like a personal gain? Or would it be something that brings the greatest possible good to everyone, everywhere, and for all time? This prayer is like that ultimate, wisest wish. When one stops and thinks about it, it just makes plain, simple sense. What could possibly be better than a reality where everyone feels constant love? What could top a state of pure, unending joy for every being? What could be more wonderful than a world where everyone is naturally good and kind to each other, all the time? This prayer asks for all of these things rolled into one. It's like hitting the jackpot of all good things, not just for oneself, but for all. It's hard to argue against wanting such a perfect state of affairs. The sheer common sense of it can be very appealing because it doesn't get tangled up in complicated arguments. It's a straightforward, wouldn't this be the best thing ever, kind of idea. Praying for such a thing is also an incredibly unselfish act. The person making this prayer isn't asking for something just for themselves. They are asking for the best possible existence for every single being. That's a big-hearted, generous way to think. It shows a deep care that goes far beyond a person's own immediate circle or personal desires. This kind of unselfishness is often seen as a very good quality, a virtuous way to be. So, the act of making this prayer is, in itself, a step towards that kind of goodness. There's a simple logic to it, especially if one thinks about love. If a person truly loves someone, they want what's absolutely best for that person. If one could extend that feeling of love to everyone, to all beings, then it follows that one would want the ultimate best for all of them. This prayer is exactly that, the ultimate best. It's the logical conclusion of wishing well for others. If it were possible to give every being the greatest gift imaginable, a life of endless love, pure bliss, and complete goodness would surely be it. Thinking about this prayer can also make a person look at their other wishes and desires differently. If this prayer represents the ultimate good, how do smaller, more personal wishes stack up against it? It kind of sets a new standard for what's truly worth wanting. How this single prayer could fix absolutely everything. It's worth taking a moment to really picture what it would mean if this prayer were answered. If God transformed reality so that all beings existed in total love, bliss, and goodness, what would happen to all the problems we see in the world today? They would simply vanish. Think about it. Wars and conflict are fueled by hate, greed, and fear. If everyone lived in a state of constant love and goodness, there would be no reason for wars. Crime often comes from desperation, selfishness, or anger. In a reality of bliss and goodness, these feelings wouldn't exist, so crime wouldn't happen. Sadness, depression, anxiety, all these forms of suffering would be impossible if everyone was experiencing pure, unending bliss. It's a complete solution. Consider any problem, big or small. Poverty. In a world overflowing with love and goodness, everyone would naturally be cared for and provided for. Sickness and disease. In a reality specifically designed for bliss and goodness, perhaps such things wouldn't even be possible, or healing would be instant and complete for everyone. Environmental destruction. Beings living in a state of love and goodness would naturally cherish and protect their world, not harm it. This prayer doesn't just aim to put a band-aid on these issues, it asks for a reality where the very causes of these problems are completely erased. If the foundation of existence is love, bliss, and goodness, then things like hatred, suffering, and evil simply can't grow or survive, like a weed trying to sprout in solid rock. So, instead of praying for an end to one specific bad situation, or help for one particular group of people who are suffering, this single prayer covers everything. It's the ultimate problem solver because it doesn't just try to fix the current game, it asks for a whole new game where problems are impossible from the start. Many attempts to make the world better deal with the symptoms of problems, like giving food to the hungry or medicine to the sick. Those are good things, of course. But this prayer goes much deeper. It asks for a change in the very way beings exist, so that the states of mind and heart that lead to problems, like hatred, greed, or cruelty, are replaced by their perfect opposites. It's like finding the one cure that works for every illness because it makes the body perfectly healthy and immune to all disease. The idea that one single prayer could achieve all this is powerful because the world's problems can seem so huge and complicated. This offers a clear, simple path to a perfect outcome. God can do this, no sweat. Now, a person might think, wow, changing all of reality, making everything perfect forever. That sounds like an absolutely gigantic job, maybe even an impossible one. And for any human being, or even all of humanity working together, it certainly would be impossible. But the prayer is addressed to God, and if God is all-powerful, meaning God can do absolutely anything, then this task, as huge as it seems to us, would be no trouble at all. Think about it this way. If God created the entire universe and everything in it in the first place, then changing it, or even making a completely new and perfect version of it, wouldn't be a difficult thing for God to do. It's like a master artist who painted a vast, complex picture. If that artist wanted to, they could paint an even more amazing one, or they could take the original and touch it up, transforming it into something absolutely flawless. For the one who made reality, remaking reality would be within that same power. For an all-powerful God, making this kind of change wouldn't require a million years of hard work or some incredibly complicated plan that we can't even imagine. It could happen instantly, in the blink of an eye. One moment, reality is as it is, the next moment, everything, everywhere, for everyone, is transformed into a state of perfect love, bliss, and goodness. The how of it isn't something people need to figure out or worry about. The important point is that if God truly can do anything, then God can do this specific thing. The scale of the request doesn't make it harder for a being with infinite power. Concepts like effort, or difficulty, are human ideas based on our own limited abilities, they just don't apply to an all-powerful God. So, the question isn't really about whether God can do it. If God is understood as being all-powerful, then the answer to that is a clear yes. The focus then shifts to how incredibly good such a transformation would be. And if God is also understood to be perfectly good, and this prayer asks for the ultimate, universal, and eternal good, then it just makes sense that God would be capable of bringing it about, and doing so effortlessly. This line of thinking connects God's unlimited power with God's presumed loving and good nature, offering a strong reason to believe that such a prayer is not just a hopeful wish, but a reasonable request made to a being who could fulfill it. This can give a person a lot of confidence when making such a prayer. Maybe God is waiting for us to ask for this big one. Here's an interesting thought to consider. Sometimes, even when dealing with God, it might be that people need to actually ask for what they truly, deeply want, especially if it's something as huge and wonderful as this. It's not that God doesn't already know what would be best, or doesn't know our deepest desires. But perhaps our act of asking plays a special part in how things unfold. What if this incredible, world-changing transformation into total love, bliss, and goodness is something God is completely ready and willing to do, but is waiting for people to show that they genuinely, with all their hearts, want this amazing gift for everyone? It's a bit like a very kind and generous parent who has a truly wonderful gift they want to give their children, something that would make their lives incredibly happy and secure. But maybe that parent waits until the children themselves ask for something that is truly good, truly unselfish, something that shows they are thinking beyond just their own immediate wants. Perhaps God is like that loving parent, waiting for humanity to collectively ask for this ultimate gift, not just for themselves, but for all beings. This way of thinking about it doesn't make God seem withholding, but rather wise, perhaps wanting us to reach a certain point of understanding or desire before such a monumental gift is given. And what if it's not just about one person asking, here and there? Imagine if many, many people, all around the world, from all different backgrounds, started asking God for this very same, amazing thing. Please, God, transform all of reality so that every being can exist in complete and everlasting love, bliss, and goodness. Perhaps that great chorus of voices, all united in asking for the ultimate good for everyone, is the very thing that God is looking for. Maybe that collective, heartfelt request is the signal God is waiting for to usher in this perfect new existence. If this is the case, then each person who makes this prayer is doing something very important. Their prayer isn't just a solitary wish, it's part of a growing wave of desire for the highest good. This can make the act of praying feel very meaningful and powerful, as if each person is contributing to something vast and incredibly important. Why praying this is the most powerful good you can do. When a person chooses to pray this specific prayer, asking for a total transformation of reality into love, bliss, and goodness for all beings, forever, they are doing something incredibly powerful and deeply good. In that moment, all their thoughts, hopes, and intentions are aimed at the biggest, best, most wonderful possible outcome for everyone and everything that exists. That itself is a tremendous act of love. By making this prayer, a person is aligning themselves with the ultimate good. They are essentially saying a profound yes to the idea of a reality that is completely perfect, filled with nothing but love, joy, and goodness for every single being. Even just forming that wish in one's heart and mind, and sincerely asking for it, is a beautiful and virtuous act. It shapes the person praying, turning their focus towards the most positive and all-encompassing good. It's also an act of incredible hope. In a world that often seems filled with so many problems, so much suffering, and so much confusion, making this prayer is a powerful statement. It's a statement that a person believes a totally perfect and wonderful reality is actually possible, and that God has the power and the goodness to make it happen. This hope can be a light in dark times. This prayer is a simple thing that anyone can do. It doesn't require special skills or resources, it just requires a sincere heart and the willingness to ask. Yet, this simple act has the potential for universe-changing impact. In the moment of making this prayer, a person is, in a very real way, participating in the highest possible aspiration for all of existence. They are asking for the ultimate dream to come true for every single being. What could possibly be more virtuous, or make more profound common sense, than that? It connects a small, personal act with the grandest, most positive potential imaginable, offering a way for anyone to contribute to the ultimate well-being of all.